7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We were told nothing. We knew nothing. We were told very little about the day, except don't look at the flash.
Can you describe the day that the nuclear bomb was dropped?
And just before the sun comes up, we were marshalled in groups.
I went out on the aircraft carrier, the Warrior, and we was told to face the stern of the ship, the back of the ship.
We were told to cover our eyes with our hands or bury your eyes into the crook of your arm, which we did.
To say it was frightening is an understatement. I think it shocked us all into silence. When the flash hit you, you could see the x-rays of your hands through your closed eyes.
It was just sheer brilliant light. So I've never seen anything like it, never had done.
In the process of hands over your eyes, you saw every bone in your hand.
If I was looking at you now, I would see all your bones. You would see all the blood vessels and everything, and the bones a lot.
Then the heat hit you, and that was just as if somebody my size had actually caught fire, then walked through me. It was an experience that was absolutely unearthing. It was so strange.
Some of the lads would stand up, but about 30 odd seconds later, you'd get the blast, and the blast would knock you flying.
And there were guys with bruises and broken limbs. We couldn't believe it.
After a while, we were told that we could now stand and look up and watch the mushroom form.
You caught sight of the side of it at 90 degrees. It was that huge. It wasn't there, it wasn't there, it was there. It was practically above you.
All they saw was this rising fireball, a colossal fireball just going up, and thunder, lightning, you name it.
What I noticed most was the clouds moving away like that, you know, round and round and round.
I think it was too much for some of them, and some of them would cry and ask for their mum. That was awful.
There was no comprehension that anything like that could even exist. It was immense.
It's a sight to see, but never want to see it again.
Over a 10-year test period, there were 22,500 personnel. In 2013, we estimated that 18,500 of us had died. And the reports that I'd seen, nobody had died practically of natural causes. They had all died of leukemias and cancers and carcinomas of one sort or the other. And for a government to do that to its own people is absolutely disgraceful. It's outrageous.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 14. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it was rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. This is a part 2 from our last lesson, okay? Post-nuclear destruction, the radiation, all right? Because that is very real. That is a real reality, all right? That's going to happen on this earth, okay? Like I said in the last lesson, there's going to be radiation everywhere after all the nukes drop, okay? It's impossible not to be everywhere, okay? So you're going to have judgment still happening just from the nuclear radiation. Now, for how long, like I said in the last lesson, I don't know. But we know Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to have to clean it up. Now you see how frightening those military men are. You can see in their eyes, man, and their souls. You can see that what they saw was very, very dramatic. It's something that they can never forget, okay? And it's probably still hard to process even at their older age, all right? But the fact that this devil has been doing radiation experiments on the U.S. soldiers and citizens, okay? And citizens, not just military, but even some non-military. They've been doing this, man, okay? And just to watch, and that's a documentary of those guys, those old men and soldiers going over details, and they're letting you know, man, like it was something to see. All right. The fact that they're explaining how they could see their bones and, you know, certain things in your body just from the light, okay, from a distance, just from the light of the atomic explosion. Okay. What about the nuclear? What about thermonuclear explosions? All right. What about that? See, the Lord allows these things to happen so that we can see it at a certain time and think about the prophecies, think about nuclear destruction, and get our mind geared up, man. It's going to be a very, very scary time in history. Okay, what's going to take place? Let's go back. Revelation chapter 6, let's read verse 15. It says, "And the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty man," okay, all you military, "and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains." Right, okay, out of fear. Okay, because think about it. You have the nuclear bombs going off, and you also have Yahweh Shai with the holy angels cracking the sky. Okay, all that energy together. All right, that's going to be that's going to be something else, man. That's why we got to continue to be on the right side and press forward to stay on the right side. Okay, when you fall off, you have to acknowledge it. Okay, so that you can be quickly back on the right side because your spirit is right. Okay, because you believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in all sincerity. Okay, you haven't given up hope. You haven't given up faith. You still believe, even though the Lord whooping your ass, taking you through different things, you know, through this walk. Verse 16, it says, "And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us." That sounds like people who are out their mind, man. They'll rather be in the spirit world than be on the earth at this moment. Okay, that's how dramatic and epic it's going to be. They'll rather be in the spirit world. Just kill me, man. "And hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb." Right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Oh, now it's going to get serious now. Now you scared of those names now. No, you've been talking shit this whole time about AI and the beast and AI is better and what you going to do. And no, everybody talking shit. Everybody ignoring the prophets. Okay. All right. But at this time, they're going to say, man, look, hide us from him. Hide us from them. Okay. From the gods, please. You know, let the rocks get us. I don't want them to get us. Let the rocks and mountains fall upon us. Okay. Because the earth is going to be shaking back and forth, man. Okay. So things are going to be falling on people. That's for sure. Verse 17, "For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?" Right, man. Who shall be able to stand, man? Okay. Especially from them nuclear bombs that's coming. Especially from that radiation. That ain't no joke. they're breaking it down, man. All those people, who died from the radiation, from cancer, and all kinds of different illnesses from the radiation, from those experiments. All right. They said those experiments went on for 10 years. Come on, man. All right. And you got Bill Clinton talking about an apology. An apology? Why these people ain't in prison, man? See, these wicked rulers, they do all these different things, but they ain't got to go to prison for nothing they do. Okay? They can just go on the platform, on the podium, and apologize. And everybody should just move on. You got different loved ones. People's sister died, mama died, brother died, father died, suffered. Okay, suffered. But yeah, just accept our apology. We're very sorry. Moving on. Okay, this world has to go. These top rulers, they have to go. That's why a lot of these top guys, Yahweh Shai is saving them, okay, for slavery. He's going to allow them to go into their dens and hide in underground bunkers just to get delivered up. Okay? Just to get delivered up when the man of the Lord, along with Yahweh Shai leading it, Yahweh Shai leading the charge, all right, to become hunters. See, right now we're fishers of men. Okay? But what about the hunting period? All right, when it says the saints shall take the kingdom. We're not far away from that, man. All right, so that documentary, man, oh boy, man. Those guys were frightening, man. So if this don't make you think, to get your mind more right in spirit, okay, to get prepared for this time that's right here, if this don't make you think, I don't know what will. You ain't paying attention, man. This is not far away. And like I said, these military guys, you can tell they're having a hard time processing it even now at their older age. Okay? And that's from the atomic bomb. What about the nuclear bomb and multiple? That was just from one dropping. All right? Just a quick part two. With that, I hope you're edified. I want to give our praises and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, forgive me the spirit, to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to your Akim out there that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.
We discovered soon after I entered office that with the specter of an atomic war looming like Armageddon, far nearer than it does today, the United States government actually did carry out on our citizens experiments involving radiation. Thousands of government-sponsored experiments did take place at hospitals, universities, and military bases around our nation. In one scientist injected plutonium into 18 patients without their knowledge. Informed consent means your doctor tells you the risk of the treatment you are about to undergo. In too many cases, informed consent was withheld. Americans were kept in the dark about the effects of what was being done to them. The deception extended beyond the test subjects themselves to encompass their families and the American people as a whole. For these experiments were kept secret, and they were shrouded not for a compelling reason of national security, but for the simple fear of embarrassment. And that was wrong. Informed consent, community right to know, our entire battery of essential human protections, all these grew up in response to the health and humanitarian crises of this 20th century. They are proof that we are equal to our challenges. Science is not ever simply objective. It emerges from the crucible of historical circumstances and personal experience. Let us remember, too, that cynicism about government has roots in historical circumstances. Because of stonewallings and evasions in the past, times when a family member or a neighbor suffered an injustice and had nowhere to turn and couldn't even get the facts, some Americans lost faith in the promise of our democracy. Government was very powerful, but very far away and not trusted to be ethical. The United States of America offers a sincere apology to those of our citizens who were subjected to these experiments to their families, and to their communities.
United States of America.
Yes,